Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. Robert Brault. The Science of Happiness and Addiction, Understanding Dopamine and Serotonin. Introduction: Why understanding dopamine and serotonin is essential. Hello and welcome. In this video, we will explore dopamine and serotonin's fascinating and complex roles in the brain and how understanding their functions can help us live happier, more fulfilling lives. The role of dopamine in learning and reinforcement. Let's begin by looking at dopamine, often called the learning neurotransmitter, or the positive reinforcement neurotransmitter. Dopamine is the transmitter that signals to the brain that a particular action or behavior is pleasurable or rewarding. It motivates us to repeat those actions and behaviors to experience that pleasure again. The role of serotonin in contentment and satisfaction. Serotonin is the feel-good transmitter that signals the brain when we have had enough pleasure or reward and don't need more. On the other hand, serotonin is the neurotransmitter that helps us feel content and satisfied. It is responsible for feelings of happiness, well-being, and social behavior. The effects of chronic stress and cortisol on dopamine and serotonin. The stress hormone cortisol, released in response to stress, works on the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that helps us make decisions, plan, and inhibit impulsive behavior. When cortisol levels are high, it can impair the function of the prefrontal cortex, making it difficult for us to resist the urge to seek pleasure or reward. Chronic stress can have significant effects on both dopamine and serotonin. Addiction and depression, two sides of the same coin. The combination of dopamine and cortisol is what leads to addiction. Chronic stress can make us crave rewards, ultimately leading to addiction. In contrast, chronic stress can also down-regulate serotonin receptors, leading to a lack of satisfaction and feelings of depression. The difference between reward and contentment. It's essential to understand the difference between reward and contentment. While reward and pleasure are synonymous, contentment and happiness are not. A reward is critical for survival, but contentment brings long-term satisfaction and fulfillment. The importance of balancing dopamine and serotonin. Balancing dopamine and serotonin is essential for our well-being. Dopamine is an excitatory neurotransmitter that can lead to survival, tolerance, and addiction when chronically overstimulated. Overstimulation of dopamine can down-regulate serotonin receptors, leading to a cycle of seeking more rewards and feeling less content. In contrast, serotonin is inhibitory and helps us feel content and satisfied. How chronic overstimulation leads to tolerance and addiction. Chronic overstimulation of any neuron in the body can lead to neuronal cell death. Neurons have a protective mechanism to down-regulate receptors when they are overstimulated, which can lead to tolerance. When those neurons start to die, addiction can occur. Conclusion: how understanding dopamine and serotonin can help us live happier, more fulfilling lives. In conclusion, understanding the roles of dopamine and serotonin and how chronic stress affects them can help us make healthier decisions and live happier, more fulfilling lives. We can achieve long-term happiness and fulfillment by prioritizing contentment over reward, balancing dopamine and serotonin, and minimizing chronic stress. For more information, please refer to the book by Dr. Robert Lustig, The Hacking of the American Mind, The Science Behind the Corporate Takeover of Our Bodies and Brains. Thanks for watching.